Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Join us as we dive into the world of Disastrous Necromancer, where we'll unravel the mysteries of Lin Moyu's quest to become the strongest. From hidden secrets to epic battles, we're here to give you an exclusive look at the story before anyone else. If you're a fan of fantasy, necromancers, or just love a good adventure, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like, comment, and share to support the channel, and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a chapter. Let's start the journey. Hold up. Before we dive into the action, you need the cheat sheet. Understanding the cultivation levels in this story isn't just extra credit. It's the only way to grasp the sheer power and danger of the characters you're about to see. Let's do a lightning fast review so you don't get lost in the next battle. Cultivation levels so far is as follows. Super God Realm with 9 levels from 1st to 9th. True God Realm with 9 levels from 1st to 9th. God King Realm with 9 levels from 1st to 9th. God Sovereign Realm with 9 levels from 1st to 9th. Other Shore Realm. Sacred Venerable Realm. Now let's begin.
The rune appeared directly below Lin Moyu, just 1,000 meters away. Lin. The rune appeared extremely quickly, almost suddenly. The moment the rune appeared, Lin Moyu sensed danger. He instinctively flew back, and a golden light brushed past his body, shooting up into the sky, finally disappearing at the invisible barrier at 100,000 meters. Lin Moyu didn't know what would happen if he was hit by the golden light, but he imagined it wouldn't be anything good. It was better not to try. He trusted his intuition, which told him that danger was never a good thing. Although he narrowly avoided danger, there was some good news. The space finally showed some changes. As long as there were changes, he could find clues and a breakthrough point. The worst thing was a dead silence with no changes at all. Another rune appeared on the ground, still directly below Lin Moyu. The sense of danger reappeared, and Lin Moyu quickly retreated. Another golden light brushed past his body, shooting into the sky. In less than a second, another rune appeared. This time, the two runes were not in the same position, but Lin Moyu felt they were still targeting him. Without hesitation, he changed his position, and 2 golden lights shot through the space where he had been. Lin Moyu was slightly alarmed. The rune attacks now had a sequence. They didn't attack simultaneously. If he had stopped after dodging the first attack, he would have been hit by the second rune's attack. In the next second, 4 runes appeared. Lin Moyu's expression changed slightly. The number of runes had increased again. He kept flying in the air, dodging the rune attacks. The 4 runes also had an attack sequence, forcing Lin Moyu to keep moving without stopping. Then 8 runes, 16 runes, and more appeared, increasing in number. Without exception, all the runes targeted Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu kept dodging, avoiding all the attacks. Will this ever end? Lin Moyu was a bit frustrated. The runes seemed endless, continuously increasing. If this continued, with thousands or tens of thousands of runes, he wouldn't be able to dodge and would be doomed. Finally, when the number of runes increased to 108, it stopped, giving Lin Moyu a sigh of relief. The 108 identical golden runes on the ground flashed continuously, launching relentless attacks at Lin Moyu. The 108 runes attacked in a continuous cycle. Lin Moyu relied on his incredible speed and sharp intuition to keep dodging. After 10 rounds of attacks, the runes finally stopped. The runes gradually faded, and Lin Moyu remained vigilant, not daring to relax. After waiting for 10 seconds without any new runes appearing, he finally breathed a sigh of relief. It's finally over. What was the purpose of those attacks, and how can they be resolved? It can't be just enduring the attacks, there must be some rules. The number of runes increased in multiples, 1, 2, 4, 8, up to 108. But this doesn't seem to reveal any pattern. Lin Moyu recalled the entire process, his mind racing. Unfortunately, there was too little information to find a corresponding pattern. Suddenly, a large number of golden light spots flew towards the ground. Lin Moyu's expression changed. Earlier, it was the golden light spots sinking into the ground that triggered the rune attacks on him. The golden light spots seemed to be the trigger mechanism for the runes. At that time, the number of golden light spots sinking into the ground wasn't many, but now there were at least hundreds of times more. With so many golden light spots, how many runes would be triggered? Was this meant to kill him? He wanted to curse, but it was too late. The golden light spots had already sunk into the ground, and runes appeared on the ground. Not just one rune, but thousands of identical runes appeared instantly. Thousands of runes, all appearing not under his feet but under the skeleton god generals. Each skeleton god general corresponded to a rune, very fair, none were left out. Dodge. Lin Moyu commanded quickly. The skeleton god generals couldn't think, they only executed commands. They immediately dodged to the side, and the first attack missed them all. Then the second attack appeared, and they dodged again, missing the second attack. In the next second, the runes doubled. Lin Moyu's heart pounded. This scene was exactly like his own experience. Next, there would be 4, 8, 16 runes, up to 108 runes, and the attacks would last for 10 rounds. He could dodge, but that didn't mean the skeleton god generals could. Lin Moyu tried to recall the skeleton god generals, but he found they were locked by some invisible force and couldn't be recalled. Dodge, don't stop. With no other choice, Lin Moyu commanded. The skeleton god generals received the command and began dodging the attacks. The skeleton god general's soul sensitivity was far inferior to his own. Although they kept moving, some were inevitably hit. Moreover, with thousands of skeleton god generals in the air, the increasing number of runes would create cross-attacks, possibly causing friendly fire. Thinking about it was pointless. Since it was destined, he might as well take the opportunity to observe. The key to breaking through the second stage might lie in these runes. Lin Moyu observed the ground, watching the changes. The ground was smooth as a mirror, seemingly empty. But in the next second, runes would suddenly appear on the ground and then launch attacks. It seemed chaotic and without pattern. But Lin Moyu knew there must be a pattern. The runes kept appearing, and the attacks continued densely. Soon, the number of runes increased from 8 to 16. With each doubling of runes, the attack density increased several times, making dodging several times harder. Finally, a skeleton god general was hit. It was only grazed, but its entire body turned golden and fell from the sky. Simultaneously, Lin Moyu's connection with it was completely severed. Lin Moyu had anticipated this outcome, so he wasn't surprised. The golden rain in the Poison Bee secret realm and the previous golden brilliance had the same effect. This result was normal. But to his surprise, after the skeleton god general fell to the ground, its body glowed with golden light, and various runes appeared on it. Then the golden skeleton god general shot into the sky, attacking the other skeleton god generals. Damn it. Lin Moyu felt like cursing. His own skeleton god general had been controlled by someone else. To be precise, it wasn't someone else but the runes. The runes first changed the nature of the skeleton god general, then controlled it, turning it into a puppet to attack the other skeleton god generals. The whole process was eerie. Lin Moyu gritted his teeth, about to command the other skeleton god generals to attack. But the controlled golden skeleton god general suddenly stopped in midair and then exploded. The spell resisted. Lin Moyu was slightly surprised, then realized something. Lin. His soul opened its eyes and saw the high and mighty, infinite fusion, spell. His soul opened its eyes and saw the high and mighty, infinite fusion, spell. At some point, it had recovered from its weakened state. Since it forcibly fused the bone hell, it had been in a weakened state. After several years, it had finally recovered. And it brought a surprise to Lin Moyu. Summoning the skeleton god general was originally a spell born from it. Compared to other stellar-level spells, Infinite Fusion had absolute control over the spells it created. It could summon the skeleton god general and also unsummon it. Even now, Lin Moyu clearly felt he had lost contact with the golden skeleton god general, but within Infinite Fusion, this control still existed. Infinite Fusion did not allow the skeleton god general to betray Lin Moyu. This was blasphemy. The skeleton god general completely exploded, leaving nothing behind. Lin Moyu smiled slightly. Infinite Fusion had solved a problem for him. He could focus more on observing the changes in the runes. The runes on the ground continued to appear, increasing in number. The attacks became more frequent, and more skeleton god generals were hit by the runes, turning into golden skeleton god generals. Then, under the control of Infinite Fusion, they exploded on the spot, leaving nothing behind. Infinite Fusion was like a high and mighty king, firmly controlling the life and death of its spells. 32 runes. 64 runes. Lin Moyu finally discovered a clue. He found that the seemingly smooth ground was actually divided into sections. The ground was divided into grids, and the runes appeared within these grids. Based on the positions of the runes, Lin Moyu drew horizontal and vertical lines on the ground, forming grids of the same size. It looked like the grid paper children use when learning to write. With the discovery of the grids, more patterns appeared in his vision. No matter how the runes appeared or how their numbers change, there were always some grids where runes did not appear. If I'm not mistaken, these grids where runes do not appear are the key to breaking through. Lin Moyu's heart moved, and the skeleton god generals, who were dodging, suddenly swung their swords, attacking the positions Lin Moyu specified. The sword energy fell on the ground, but the smooth mirror surface reflected it back, causing no reaction. Sword energy doesn't work. Lin Moyu believed in his judgment. Just because sword energy didn't work didn't mean his judgment was wrong. He personally went to a nearby grid. He remembered that when he was attacked earlier, many runes lit up, but some grids never had runes appear. Lin Moyu stomped on the ground, and with a loud bang, he was bounced into the air, just like with the sword energy. The huge recoil made it difficult for Lin Moyu to control himself. A golden beam of light from elsewhere almost grazed his body, nearly hitting him. Lin Moyu was not flustered and quickly dodged. Physical attacks don't work either. Let's try laws. He unleashed an undying law, which fell on the ground like a sharp arrow but was also reflected back, having no effect. Laws didn't work either, so he tried something else. A delicate small bow appeared above Lin Moyu's head. The soul shooting bow. Sword energy, physical attacks, and laws were all ineffective. There was still soul attacks to try. If even soul attacks were ineffective, it would mean his judgment was wrong. Lin Moyu was confident but not arrogant. He infused soul power into the soul shooting bow, forming a purple glowing soul arrow. The soul arrow silently entered the void and appeared on the ground in the next moment, directly shooting into it. This time, the soul arrow was not reflected back. The ground rumbled and vibrated, making a different sound. Some nearby runes that had just lit up suddenly extinguished. Indeed. Lin Moyu was delighted and immediately took action. He locked onto a large area of grids where no runes had appeared and began attacking with soul arrows. With each arrow, a large number of runes extinguished, no longer glowing or attacking. Lin Moyu shot arrow after arrow, not stopping for a moment. He attacked every grid where no runes had appeared. Better to shoot wrong than to miss any. Lin Moyu controlled the soul shooting bow, shooting thousands of arrows. If it were another cultivator, their soul would have been exhausted long ago. But for Lin Moyu, it wasn't a problem as long as his soul power didn't suddenly deplete. With the giant tree of talent replenishing him, and since he wasn't attacking with full force, just shooting ordinary arrows, he could continue indefinitely. Finally, all the runes on the ground extinguished, and the area returned to calm. The golden light spots that had sunk into the ground no longer appeared. Looking around, except for the distant golden light, the area he was in was completely devoid of golden light spots. After thinking for 2 seconds, Lin Moyu roughly knew what to do next. He needed to activate more runes and then extinguish them. The goal was to make all the golden light spots in the sky sink into the ground. Not necessarily all, but most of them. With this in mind, Lin Moyu had the skeleton god generals fly into those areas and attack the ground with sword energy. The attacks activated the ground, causing it to absorb the golden light spots and trigger the runes. As he expected, after the sword energy attacks, the ground rumbled, and the golden light spots quickly sank into the ground. Then runes appeared and began attacking the skeleton god generals. Lin Moyu observed the ground, noting which areas did not reveal runes. These were his targets. After several rounds of operations, the golden light spots in the secret realm decreased. Until most of the golden light spots had sunk into the ground, the entire space suddenly shook. Lin Moyu heard a deafening roar, which continued as if it would crack the ground. Amidst the roar, the remaining golden light spots also sank into the ground. Then the entire ground revealed golden patches, and the world turned upside down, with the ground becoming the sky. Lin Moyu felt as if everything was reversed, feeling uncomfortable. He knew the rules had changed, and many rules had been altered. His body couldn't adapt immediately, causing the discomfort. The ground was now above, and the golden light in the ground turned into starlight, falling down. Lin Moyu was startled and quickly dodged the falling starlight. Who knew if the falling starlight would be harmful? The bone hell remained shrouded around him, and the feedback from it indicated that the starlight was not harmful. The starlight condensed in the void, forming tadpole-like golden runes. These runes were fragments, quickly combining and merging into a corner of a rune. It was similar to the rune pillar in the final stage of the Poison Bee secret realm. But this was just a corner of a rune. The appearance of the beast was not much different from the giant beast seen in the first stage. Lin. It had the head of a lion and the body of a tiger, covered in fur. But fundamentally, this beast was purely composed of runes, a fragment of an ancient rune. Tracing its origin further, this ancient rune came from the severed finger outside the Divine City Star region. Lin Moyu couldn't imagine the level of power the owner of that severed finger had when alive, but it was certainly beyond the other shore realm. Lin Moyu had only seen 2 beings of such a level in his life. The owner of the severed finger was one of them, and the other was the old green ox in the primal secret realm. At this point, Lin Moyu suddenly paused. He realized he had overlooked someone. Actually, Lin Moyu didn't know if the other party was human or even real. But thinking about it, they should exist. Otherwise, Kongwen Buddha wouldn't have died. Although the other party was a system, Lin Moyu now realized that the system might just be a manifestation. During skill demonstrations, the mysterious system had shown astonishing combat power. An effortless finger could annihilate a clan. These three could be considered the strongest beings Lin Moyu had ever seen. A roar interrupted Lin Moyu's thoughts. The golden light spots had all combined, forming a giant beast. The beast was a fragment of an ancient rune, exuding an aura comparable to a god sovereign. But in reality, due to the special nature of the ancient rune, it was stronger than an ordinary god sovereign. Ancient rune 130 could change rules, a power belonging to the other shore realm. Even a tiny fragment was extremely dangerous. The rune-composed beast opened its giant mouth, and a golden beam shot out. Lin Moyu's face changed slightly, quickly dodging. Several more beams followed, and Lin Moyu continued to dodge while commanding the skeleton god generals to attack. Sword energy crisscrossed, the white sword energy struck the beast but was deflected. The beast not only inherited the rune's attack but also had the earth's defense, seemingly able to reflect most damage. The beast's fur began to glow. Lin Moyu's face changed, quickly pulling back. In the next moment, golden light illuminated the secret realm world. Countless golden beams shot out in all directions. The beast's entire body, every strand of fur, became a weapon, capable of firing beams. The skeleton god generals had nowhere to hide, all being hit by the beams and turning into golden skeletons. After becoming golden skeletons, they were covered in runes, on the verge of becoming rune puppets. The infinite fusion spell hummed, and the golden skeletons collectively exploded. Lin Moyu had already moved away, dodging through the gaps in the golden beams. He was shocked. This level of beast was impossible for an ordinary small god sovereign to defeat. Even an average god sovereign would find it very troublesome. The beams carried the power of runes, with a hint of rule power, making them difficult for even a god sovereign to withstand. After a wave of area attacks, the beast stopped, its eyes fixed on Lin Moyu. Its eyes were filled with nothing but a murderous instinct. Lin Moyu felt he was locked on, and in this secret realm space, he couldn't escape. He had only two options: life or death. After a 2-second pause, the beast attacked again. Its entire body glowed, its fur shining with golden light, countless rune fragments appearing. A barrage of beams shot out, most targeting Lin Moyu's area, leaving him almost no room to dodge. Lin Moyu's face changed, spreading his undead wings, pushing his soul power to the limit. A tearing sound came from the space, and a trace of space law appeared on the undead wings. This trace of space law allowed Lin Moyu to move like teleportation, avoiding the densest part of the beams. But some attacks still hit him. The bone hell hummed, slightly distorting. The beams were absorbed by the bone hell, not reaching Lin Moyu's body. Lin Moyu felt some material in the bone hell turning golden but was then neutralized by the bone hell's power. Two powerful forces clashed continuously, with the bone hell ultimately prevailing. The rule power in the beams, lacking a source, quickly depleted. In Lin Moyu's consciousness, the beast was marked and locked by his soul. He pointed to the sky. Stellar level spell, summon Skeleton King. The undying flame burned fiercely, and the skeleton throne emerged from the flames. The armored Skeleton King rose, reaching out to grab the skeleton throne, which transformed into a powerful and exquisite giant bone sword. Simultaneously, Lin Moyu's aura surged, quickly breaking through to the god sovereign realm, and he took a bone sword from a skeleton god general. He used the power gathering spell. This time, he aimed for a quick battle. Against an opponent with rule power, dragging out the fight was not an option. He and the Skeleton King raised their bone swords simultaneously. Spell, God Slaying. Two brilliant star rivers appeared before the rune beast, the power of the Law Star rivers pouring down. In the Skeleton King's white bone Law Star river, countless bones turned into skeletons, raising their swords like the Skeleton King, slashing with the God Slaying spell. In Lin Moyu's undying Law Star river, grey death power turned into swords, falling on the rune beast. The rune beast's body lit up with dazzling sword light. Fur flew, runes shattered. The rune beast was almost torn to pieces, its body nearly collapsing, only its head remaining intact. The Skeleton King, after slashing, pounced on the rune beast, raising its bone sword to strike its head. As the giant sword fell, the rune beast spewed a golden beam at the Skeleton King. Both sides were fearless, choosing a mutually destructive approach. Lin Moyu's heart trembled, watching the Skeleton King closely. He didn't know if the Skeleton King could withstand the golden beam, which was crucial for clearing other secret realms. The armor on the Skeleton King shone with white light, resisting the golden beam. The white bone Lost Star River appeared above the Skeleton King, countless bones falling like raindrops, merging with the Skeleton King, blocking the beast's attack. The Skeleton King didn't turn into a golden skeleton like the skeleton god generals. Lin Moyu felt relieved. It seems a god sovereign can withstand this rule power. Although rule power is strong, surpassing god's sovereign power by a level, the amount of rule power in the rune fragments is too small, unlike a god sovereign who can draw from the Lost Star River, with endless power. With just a trace of rule power, killing a god sovereign is still far off. With this, Lin Moyu felt confident about future encounters. The Skeleton King's giant sword swung like the wind, completely tearing the rune beast to pieces.